Oh my god, first stream back. I don't know what buttons to press. Hi everybody. Hi, welcome. How are you? How are you? let's try that again. Oh my god, I pressed the same button wrong. Again. What is going on with me today? It's my first day. I don't know how to stream. Anyways, good to see you all. Glad you're all here. Hope you all had a wonderful holiday. Alpus Original, good morning to you. Hope you all had a great holiday. Over the holiday, I know it's been like forever. It's not the end of January. I took a bit of an extended holiday. We went like 2 weeks for the kids around Christmas time, and it was great. And then I had 2 days back at work, and then I went to Cuba for a week, which was great, which is why I have this amazing tan. And then we all got wicked sick. So unbelievably sick, it was horrible. So yeah. So today I don't have a lot planned. I was just wanted to kind of like ease back into streaming because I've forgotten how computers work, clearly, which is evidenced by the fact that I can't even press buttons properly. And yeah, I'm just kind of like looking at some things. I think I might go through some advanced query loop support issues that I have been neglecting in my time off. But yeah, I just want to kind of hang out and see what people are up to. You know, I don't know, there's not much going on in the WordPress community right now. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah, apparently I have to log in. I'm going to do this off screen so you all can't see my login doodads. I need to do this. Sorry, I need to get a code for my logins. Two-factor authentication, that's how we roll. Because otherwise, what are we, savages? We are not. Is that gonna get me logged in? Let's see. All right, back in. Okay, cool. Yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna be at WordCamp Asia this year. So if you are going to be at WordCamp Asia, I would love to chat with you. And I will drop this link in here. So you can sign up for some time with me if that's what you want to do. Or we can just chat, hang out. You tell me about your development problems. You can tell me about your, relationship issues, I guess, if that's something that you think I'm qualified to hang out with. Hey, Philip's here. Philip is here. You wait for the... is Firebot not going to... Oh,
great. It's Philip.
It's Philip. I love this thing. People have to start talking more, and then I'm going to add you to this thing because it just butchers names. Like, it's hilarious. Like, if Corey was here, it's very funny. His username is like CROY. It's like CRO0Y, but or something strange. Anyways, you have to see it to believe it. Yeah. So if you're interested, hang out. I mean, it's a long way to go to come see me when you can just see me from the comfort of your home or office every Thursday at 10:30. Yeah, Kevin's gonna book all the time slots. Kevin, I will reject you. I reject you and your teachings. I got nothing.
Oh great, it's KevXB.
Yeah, there he is. That guy. I am quite excited. I get to hang out with Kevin again. Kevin and I only hang out at WordCamp Asia. There has never been a time where we have hung out outside of that, because we live very far away from each other. So it's like it's like a homecoming every time. I remember the first one in Bangkok. The first one in Bangkok. It was so much fun, and I was walking around and I saw Kevin before he saw me, and I was like, yeah, shoes optional. I was like, oh, there he is. There's Kevin. I hadn't met him at that point. We kind of just talked like through Discord, or not even Discord. We talked like, no, it was Discord or whatever. And I'm like, oh, this is weird. Like, when they say don't meet your heroes. Well, Kevin, you lived up to that saying, big time. No, it was great. We hung out and he grabbed coffee and we were instant friends. And then we went out and I had to buy shoes because I brought sandals to a club that he was taking me to, and they didn't like that. So, but that's fine because I should have worn proper footwear as an adult, Anyways, Titus in Atlantis, nice to see you, my friend. I hope you had a great holiday. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna kind of like work on some stuff, look at some support issues, kind of go from there. Um, yeah, and kind of see what's up. I've been toying around with Studio a lot lately. I don't know if you've used WordPress or Studio by .com, but it's got a lot of fun things. Well, that's not what we want. We want to just go to the main cell site right here. If you go check this out, Dave S from YouTube, Dave S9 from YouTube, saying hi. Dave, we are hanging out in Twitch chat. You're welcome to hang out in YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. But if you want to see the chats that I'm talking about, you'll probably have to be in Twitch. But welcome to hang out in YouTube. Thank you for popping in and saying hey. Yeah, so there's a lot of fun stuff with this that I quite like, and it's not the first time I've talked about this on stream. I mean, we have our To Do app, which I believe what I did was, so the To Do app was one that we built. It was like for the Inactivity API, we built that sort of like MVC to do thing with that framework, but you can actually create a demo site straight from your local environment, which is really awesome. And then you can share that and do all that stuff, and it just kind of lives for, I think it's 7 days or so. But anyways, yeah, so I've been playing around with this a lot. There's some cool import export settings. If you're connected to .com, you can like you pull and push and sync your sites and stuff like that. So anyways, it's pretty neat. So I think I might try to like move my local environment over for AQL to this, because I've been thinking having a demo site is great. Like on Advanced Query Loop, like the actual plugin, not the repository, Ryan, the plugin, you can go there. There's a Playground link, so you can like have a Playground instance and all this stuff. But I think having like a demo link that I refresh out every week, which would be very cool. That would have the ability to like look at like, you know, certain configurations and stuff like that. I think might be kind of neat. I don't know. Anyways, it's something to think about. Anyhow, but yeah, my office is 1,000 degrees right now. I had a little heater in here because it's like it's the dead of winter here, and it was like minus, I don't know, 25 or something stupid last night. So I left a little heater on, and now I am like roasting. You want to see the preview? Oh yeah. No, it's pretty straightforward to do. All you have to do, the preview thing is I think you have to do it. So I don't know if you can see this now. I should zoom this in because what are we? 11, and we can see things. So in assets, so this is my SVN repo for the plugin for AQL. Inside of this, I've got a blueprints folder and then blueprint.json. If you put that in there, I believe that's all you have to do. If you put that in there, you'll then you might get there might be some. There might be some extra things you have to do, like in the advanced view. Like you might have to, I think there's an opt-in thing that you have to do. I can't remember. I'll have to look here. Yeah, toggle live preview. So you put that blueprint into your SVN and commit it and push it up, and then you have to come into your advanced settings and turn that on. So it's a two-step to opt in, but it's super helpful, especially for something that with a lot of settings and things. Like you can get pretty complicated with it. Like this is very, very simple. I have some like very basic demo content, which is in here, which is just an export from a site. So you can build up crazy complicated site, export your demo or your content as an XML, and then refer to it in your blueprint. And what it'll do is that it'll actually import that content into the blueprint site, and then the Playground site, and then you have all the examples that you need. So you can get pretty complicated with it. I've got I'm trying to do some things with Blueprint. I just haven't got to it yet for AQL to make it a little bit more little bit easier to kind of use. But yeah, sorry, my phone is blowing up. What is happening here? Oh, just emails. I'm liking this music right now. Okay, cool. Anyway. Hey, Dave Strength 9, welcome. Thanks for hanging out with us in chat. You like I said, you were more than welcome to hang out in YouTube. It's just the chat's not as active usually, because every time someone chats, I tell them to come to Twitch. So, thanks for the follow and thanks for hanging out. Did my follows not? What is going on? My Stream Elements integration. Oh my god, I just turned that off. My Stream Elements integration doesn't seem to be working right now, and I don't have any idea why. So I got to figure that one out. Kind of sucks though. So what was supposed to happen was this.
I am madly in love with you.
Yeah, and you were supposed to say thank you for following and all of that stuff, and I appreciate you. So that's a little frustrating. I'll have to figure that out. I started to use Studio. I like it. I would love fake SSLs in it. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, there is definitely. Oh yeah. So I just did that demo, right? And do a demo. Boom. And so this was pushed up live from my To-Do app here, and now it's available at this link, and so anyone can go and take a little look and play around with this. I think I clearly did something here I didn't need to do at some point, but so I mean, this I really love this because it's like if you have a client and you want to show them something, like say you're working on a branch or something crazy. Like I haven't tested this actually. In theory, what you could do is like if your site code is tied to Git and you set up a branch, you can jump to a special branch, right, with this crazy feature that you're working on, do all the things, commit, and then create a demo site from it, send them that link. Now, I don't believe you can have multiples. Right now, you can have a single demo site. Actually, why don't we try that? I want to try that. That's something. Okay, where is that thing? To-Do app? Is this it? That's not what I want. Plugin. To-Do MVC app. Nope, To-Do MVC. Is this it? This must be it. Source. Okay. Crazy. I haven't even view all. Okay, so this is. What is this all about? What is it? Whatever. Shut up. PHPCS. Okay. And then in the block, and then it's like I don't even remember how things work right now. There's my markup. All right, let's start this. Okay, so let's go to the admin and let's see. We should have. Let's just go ahead and update that. We'll just go ahead and update that right now while I drink a little coffee. I used to work with a guy. That if things weren't going fast enough for him, like if you were doing something, this is back when I used to be a recording engineer way back in the day for a long time ago, and I was an assistant engineer for a while, and assistant engineers are not treated very well. They're treated very poorly. It's a very much pay your dues, sort of environment. So there's this guy, and he'd be like, go and format that DAT tape for me, or go and set up this time code routing for me, blah blah blah. And while you're doing it, if it's not happening fast enough, he would just sit there and go. And now anytime anyone does that, I have like immediate PTSD about it. I laugh, but I cried myself to sleep many times. All right, what are we doing here? Let's go to business site. So it should be on the homepage here. There we go. Okay, so let's. I don't even remember how I did this. I put this in the template. I must have put it in the template. Okay, let's look. Well, that seems like a really that's awesome. Okay, so let's find out where testing is. Or test? Is that what it's like? It's not even in there. How is it getting in there? What am I doing? What the deuce? Interesting. Okay. Oh, maybe it's on the page. I don't know. God, go away for like a week, and then you completely just have no idea how anything works anymore. All pages. This is nothing set to the. Oh, I must have put it on the. Build, GitHub, MVC. Okay, no, that's okay. Okay. Source, render. Mark all is complete. Need to focus on this. Is this? Let's look. One item left. Clear completed. Love to know where that is coming from. There's an H1 in here somewhere. Oh, I know why. This is why. Kevin! There you go. Okay, I know why this is happening. Open integrated terminal. I'm gonna go npm run start. I'm assuming not that. npm start. I'm assuming is the command that I need to do, and this should work. Okay. Let's refresh. Still that. Still test, eh? Let me just make sure I'm looking at this in the right place. Maybe this is just, I'm dumb. Okay, Finder. To do app. Content. Plugins. No, that's it. MVC, okay. Do's. Okay, that built. Can build. Render. Oh, there's two H2s? No? Okay. Wait. Huh, what is this? Where is that coming from? In fact, oh Lord. Oh, there's an H2, not an H1. What am I doing? There's no H2 in here. Header, section, input, what needs to be done? What is happening? Oh, God, I'm an idiot. You know what I'm doing? I'm looking at the live site. Oh yeah, there you go. There it goes. Such an idiot. Okay, let's put that. Let's not that. Let's put this back to what it was. Oh God, you know, just wish I wasn't stupid. Okay, so anyways, so I'm gonna go npm run build. This will give me the build version of this, and I want to test my theory on something. So my guess is that it pushes up whatever's right here. So right now, if I were to come in back in the studio, I'm gonna go up to share. And I say update at demo site. It's gonna take a few seconds. Is it a local site and you tunnel it to the demo site, or is it a demo as standalone copy? Well, I don't know if it's specifically tunneled, but I know it's connected through my WordPress.com account. So I am logged into WordPress.com, and it creates this. It basically pushes everything from local to a temporary website. There's this thing called Jurassic Ninja that's been around for a while, where you can spin up temporary WordPress sites, and that's what powers this behind the scenes. So it does a lot of it does a lot of work behind the scenes, because internally on Studio it's using WP Now, which is sort of like the CLI version of Playground. So it uses SQLite, which is why we have these database plugins in here. So it's using like SQLite. So it has to do a lot of conversion from SQLite into like MySQL and push that stuff up there. So it's a pretty cool thing. But if you have an actual published site, you like I have one here for example, like which I'm just calling Welcher Blog. It's like a production site, which is, again, this is hosted on WordPress.com, and I can sync this. We're gonna do that sync. I can actually pull and push stuff from this and to this. So that's a bit different. But these temporary sites are pretty cool. Okay, so that's been updated. So this is a temporary site. So this should be gone now. And did I break something locally too? No. Oh, there it is. Okay, so it just took a second to figure that out. All right, so now if we were to cut a branch, I'm just gonna do check out try demo site based on a whatever, just demo site test, right? Okay. Test, and this is going to be Kevin, because this is the easiest. Kevin, right? So then I'm going to say npm run build, right? So I've got this branch that I'm working on now, and I want to demo it. Like this is actually kind of fun because technically, like a lot of times when you're working on projects, in my experience, like when I used to work at an agency, a few agencies, and we'd always try to set up like the trunk branch was like production, staging was sort of was staging, but staging was always a bit of the Wild West because everybody was merging their temporary stuff in there, and then they'd send the link off and be like, hey, go look at this, right? But this actually kind of gives you a bit of a third option, which is kind of neat. Like if you want to have a temporary site that contains something Wild Westy or whatever, right? Like it's kind of a third option, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So okay, so I push this up, thing to thing, okay, and I'm gonna say update the demo site again. And we'll just wait for that to thing. So in theory, what should happen is when I get up to this profoundly accurate strawberry, this should say Kevin, but then if I were to have like a production site attached to this would be outside of that because I'm not syncing there. I mean, in theory, this should work exactly how I'm sort of thinking it should, but it's a workflow that I hadn't really considered as a sort of a third option. So like if I were to have this, I would have where am I here? Sync. I would have a production site, right? You can technically set up staging sites as well. So you have a staging site and a production site. This is like where you do the bulk of your work, right? And then you're like, hey, I've got this cool idea, or we really want to mess around with the ads or something. So we'll set up like a third site that's kind of like just from trunk and this thing. Because what I found is when you're working on a production, like when you're working on a site, and you know, especially when you have a staging that's used by multiple people on the team to test out multiple things, it could that staging doesn't ever really get cleaned up usually. Like, you know, you'll merge a branch, it's got some stuff in it, oh, you find a bug, okay, you fix that bug, then you merge it again, and then maybe the feature changed, or maybe that branch gets abandoned, you know. So there's a lot of like cruft in there, a lot of like stuff. So being able to have a version of trunk with just one thing in it and share that via your share thing, I think is really cool. It's a really cool idea, actually. Anyways, I think it's a really cool idea. Can you tell? Also, howdy. Instant, yeah? Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool. You can set it to make a site per PR. Really neat. Oh, I like that. I haven't really played around with InstaWP too much, but yeah, you can definitely do it with Playground. Playground's really easy in that sense, but there's a lot more setup for Playground. Like with this, so if I'm working locally and I've got a database local, it'll push my full database up as well. So if you have very specific testing data, right, then what you can do is set up the page specific locally, then you test locally, then you push your thing up, and it's just everything is there, and then all you have to do is send the client a link. As opposed to with Playground, you can do the same thing, but you have to set up the blueprint, you have to do the export, you have to host the export file somewhere, you have to like make sure your setup is exactly what it needs to be. So there's a bunch more work. It's not to say the Playground is not a good solution for that. It's a fantastic solution for that. But yeah, I wasn't aware that Insta did that. That's really cool. I think the studio team should look at something like that, being able to do that, because I mean this is all based in Playground, so it is technically possible. Can you add a database to Playground? Yes, you can have it. You can have it import data, WordPress stuff. Like in my Advanced Query Loop, for example, par exemple, as they say in French. Why? I don't know. I'm saying that, but in my blueprint, what I'm doing is there's an import file step, which is actually now changed to apparently but not like a database export. Like an SQL file is that what you're saying? Let's go. Where's documentation? Go to the documentation. So Playground has guides. What we need. Blueprints. That's what I'm looking for. Steps. So there is. You can do almost anything with it, right? Frontware, how you doing? So there's WP CLI commands. So if you have access to the file, you can do that.
Oh great, it's Frontware.
So import WordPress file. So what is this? So it looks like you can import a zip that way. There's import WXR. You can do a lot of things. Run SQL. That's just running an SQL statement. So it is very possible to do a lot of these things. There is a blueprints examples. There's a blueprints gallery that you can check out that will show you some stuff. I don't know if there's one for importing. Import standalone starter content by a blueprint. Language packs. So there's a lot of options here that you can look at. Hey, Frontware is here. But it's really possible to do a lot of this stuff. I did one. Maybe was it in this repo? I can't remember. No, it wasn't in this repo. I have another repo. Let me see if I can find it here. Is it the gallery slider? No. What was it? The Appy. Maybe it was this one. Hold on. Stand by. No, it's not that one. Sorry. I'm drawing a blank. There was one that I did where I used WP CLI to set up a bunch of stuff. Which I cannot remember where it is now. Wasn't it to do that? Might have to go to my GitHub. Oh, this one. Is it this one? I don't remember. Yeah, that's what it was. So so it was the interactivity API to do MVC. So maybe this is exactly where I am. All right. So in my blueprint, I have to do MVC JSON. So I'm including a zip file. This is actually how I'm getting the plugin. Then I'm doing a bunch of CLI commands to import, or not to import, but to like update things, right? Oh, the VS Code plugin. I have this thing called Project Manager, which I quite love. And what it does is it allows you to, like, you have to save a workspace file, but then you have a list of all your projects in here. I absolutely love it. It's fantastic. What's it called? Called Project Manager, I think. It's called, yeah, it's right here. Let's see if we can get a link to it. Marketplace. There it is. This is the one I use, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, so then you can do that, but then I also have a no CLI version as well, which is kind of neat because you can actually tell it to run PHP files and stuff. So like in here, I'm doing all of this. So it's very possible to import database stuff. You just have to do it. Is it some code? Workspace. Oh, that one's neat. Workspace switcher. Well, very cool. I'll have to check that out. Thanks for sharing that, Titus. But when I found Workspace, this project manager, I hadn't really wrapped my head around the concept of VS Code. Really, the workspace thing I found very uncomfortable. I hate having to have. I've always hated this with IDEs, like having to have a file that represents your workspace. It always drove me nuts. There was another one that did that. I can't remember what it was. I want to say, what is it? What was it? Anyways, it doesn't matter. But it always bugged me because anyway. So I tried to avoid it as much as I could, and that's where the project manager thing came in. But anyways, right. So what were we talking about? What were we doing here? Oh, I'm all over the place. All over the place. Right. I just pushed that up there, right? So let's see. Okay, so it does say Kevin. Cool. So that's completely what we thought it would do. That's very cool. Very, 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 very cool. My lights just flicker, or am I having a stroke? How fast is what? How fast is the sync? Oh, it's relatively quick. I mean, we can do one right now. So let's. I'm gonna switch back to my branch. Git checkout force trunk because I don't care about any of those changes. Right, and then I will just do the sync, the share, and update the demo site. And we can watch it in real time, just like this. It's not lightning fast, but because there's more than just code changes. I think if it was just like I'm just pushing some code up nice and easy, it would be faster. But I think there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, like it's got to check database diffs and deltas or whatever, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So we're waiting. Kevin, stream's paused. Are we talking about? Yeah, we're talking. Yeah. What are we talking about? Throw to error. We are talking about Studio has this share feature to be able to basically share, create temporary WordPress sites based on your local environment, and it's pretty cool. And I didn't realize this, but this thing's got a really cool little assistant in here. Does Kevin know what he is talking about? Let's just see. We're gonna find out. There. So that's done. That was very fast. I also don't know if I'm assuming it would have updated this UI field, but this didn't answer the question. All right, enough of this shenaniganery. The AI know who you are. Let's ask it. Do you know who I am. Doesn't seem to want to play. That's probably good. Probably good. All right, I'm in the famous WordPress. The famous. Yes, I am the semi-famous word developer Ryan. I'm not famous. Nothing famous about me. Let's see what this says. Nice to meet you. Oh, nice. Oh, that's not a bad little response. Yeah, go ask that. Yeah, go ask DeepSeek. Okay, DeepSeek. I have not looked at this, but I do not understand why people are losing their mind about DeepSeek. The second I realized that DeepSeek was like, okay, it's cool, it's great, but it's also China. It's a Chinese AI, is it not? Like it's a LLM or whatever. And I mean, there's no disrespect intended to the Chinese here, but they are obligated. Their businesses are obligated, from my understanding, anyways, to help the Chinese government with like to gather information. Like they are obligated to help the Chinese government with things. So like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna use it. Not that I'm scared the Chinese government's gonna do something with my WordPress questions or whatever, but it just seems like I saw a bunch of people putting in questions about things about like Tiananmen Square and Tankman and things like that, I saw it start to write the answer and then get blocked by the tool. I mean, it's the same as TikTok, right? There's a reason that TikTok was banned for 12 minutes in the States, and that like in Canada, government employees are not allowed to have it on their phones or anything like that. I mean, I'm not saying that the Chinese are evil and they're trying to spy on us, but I'm not saying that they don't ask their companies to try to gather some intel. You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, I'm not surprised that about any of this stuff. I'm not trying to be political. I'm certainly not taking a shot at China, so don't cancel me, China. But I just I think it's funny. Yeah, I mean, is it good? Is the AI itself good? Try with Olama. I think we'll stick to cursor. Yeah, for sure. I think it's more about what's done with that information. I don't know. AI is amazing, but it also terrifies me. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll play around with it. Just like it's like going on the dark web, which I've never done, but I've always, you take precautions, right? I'm not going to put my my social insurance number or anything in there, which is what we have in Canada. SIN numbers. Anyways, I think it's cool. I'm pretty sure it's open source, which I think is really, really cool. But I don't know. There's too much politics in this stuff right now, and we're at it. I'm not an expert on AI in any way, shape, or form. I have like barely informed opinions on things, but we're at a really like cool place for AI, in my opinion. But I think we also need to be very careful because we're also in the Wild West of AI, where we don't know what we don't know, and we don't know the long-term issues of all this data and training these models and things. And I'm not trying to be an alarmist, but used to be that doctors told everyone to smoke, right? So it's like just what we don't know what we don't know. That's all I'm getting at. Where's Nick? Oh yeah. No, I would love to do another one. There's no possible way. There's no possible way that I can ever beat AI when it comes to coding, because I can't go as fast as a computer. That's really what it came down to, I think. I mean, yeah. I'd be really interested to see a very complicated application that was built, and then introduce a bug, and then figure that, and then try to have AI figure that out versus a human figure that out, and see what that looks like. And again, AI would probably come out on top, but for just like creating files and putting knowledge and stuff, that would be cool. So you did what? A lot so far. Nick's gonna be in WordCamp Asia. He's doing a speed build challenge against Jessica again, who is becoming a bit of a rock star. Well, she's always been a rock star, but she beat Matt. She beat did she beat Nick last time? I can't remember. Anyways, good chat. All right, let's see. I'm gonna look at some of my advanced query stuff. Oh yeah, I mean there is no doubt. I wrote a massive plugin to convert a full ACF. Here, let me highlight this so you have to see what I'm talking about here. It's not like message. I wrote a massive plugin to convert a full ACF Flex content series to a sites to a Gruber barrel, all Copilot minus stomach. Nice. That's fantastic. That's the kind of stuff AI is beautiful for, right? Like, it's not it's I don't know. I think it's going to replace a lot of developers in the sense of, I shouldn't say developers. A lot of the work that developers do is like locked up inside our brains, right? Like, if you've never written C++ before, right? But you've been a developer for 20 years and you've never written C++. AI will help you write C++ because you know what you want to do. You just don't know the syntax. You don't know the ins and outs. You don't know the libraries that you use, like all that sort of stuff. You're unfamiliar with that. So engineers that operate on the level of like, I memorized the PHP textbook, and that's how, that kind of coding is probably going to get replaced by AI pretty easily. But it's like, people that know what they want to do and are using AI to get there faster, that's never going to go away. It's just going to be like, we used to manually format all of our PHP CS stuff, right? Like as we're typing, or like JavaScript coding standards. Like now we've got like Prettier and all that stuff, and it just does it for you. Like all those time-saving features are just going to become part of a toolkit. I'm preaching to the choir here, I realize, but anyways, that's my opinion. So I have to learn. I have to switch over to Cursor for sure. 2 years left. Yeah, but that's not a bad. I mean, it's a valid concern. I think the LUP, what he's saying here. I'll highlight that. But like, our brains will get lazy after. So but lazy in what way? Like you're not gonna have to remember how to do a for loop in PHP, or how to map in JavaScript, or how to use reduce, or any of that stuff. Like that's so that information can go away. Why am I against it? I'm against you, is what I'm against. I think that it's going to free up our brains a little bit and allow us to focus on the problem at hand, not trying to remember syntax, which I think is kind of cool. Throwing error, trolling, he's starting. But you won't know when you need a for loop either. I disagree. I think if you don't know what a for loop is, that's one thing. But there's a difference between like if you don't know the concepts of programming, that's a different issue, I think. Like if you don't know what a control structure is, like the concept of an if else, for example. Like if you don't know what that is, that's a different problem than is that the right tool for what I'm trying to do right now. Right? And for the most part, if you're like, hey Cursor, write me something that checks to see, if the user's logged in, do this, but then if the user's logged out, do that. It's going to show you that stuff anyways, right? Because that's how you're going to do it. No one will be mastering those concepts. Well, I mean, how hard is it to master the if-else concept, right? Like, I think just being able to have, actually, I had a really great conversation with Jonathan Bossinger the other day about this, about it came from a comment on one of Jamie Marsland's videos about like a parent that was trying to teach their child how to code, and was worried that like, should I be teaching them like the hard way, the manual way, like sit down, write this out, or should they be learning AI? And learning that way. And I thought like what a really cool use for AI is like as like a virtual instructor. So for example, like if you're sitting down to learn something, how many people in the virtual room here have like sat down to try to learn something and then been like stuck and they can't get anywhere, right? Like they're like, this isn't working, I can't find anything in Stack Overflow, blah blah blah. If you had the ability to say, hey cursor, tell me why this isn't working, that takes you to the next step, right? Like if everything's being written for you and you don't ever like read the code and it's just being written for you, I agree, it's not going to be great, but using it in the right context, I think is good. I don't know, I'm talking in circles. I do this every time. Kevin and I. Yeah, exactly. Like, tell me why this isn't working. But that's the difference between the mindset of the person using it, in my opinion. Like, that's the difference between, I just want this stupid thing to work, and I don't care why, right? And there's lots of people in this industry that don't give any shits about why it works that way. They just want it to work so they can move on and collect their paycheck. And there'll always be people like that. And I think a lot of those people might get kind of like replaced by AI. So. What's this? That was Goodman for me. Yeah, searching Google. Yeah, exactly. Like and that's why like my stream has done so well. You know, relatively speaking, because there was no information, and there's a lot more information about that stuff now. And with the AI models getting better and being trained and stuff, I think there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. I think the argument is there will be a higher percentage of people like that now. Higher percentage of people that are just like, just give me the code and I don't care. Yeah, I think so. I agree. But if you think of the career trajectory of an engineer, you know, this is just my experience. I can't speak for everybody, but it starts with like, you know, you're junior, you don't know what you're doing, right? So you work your way up to, you know, mid-level, senior and stuff, because you're writing code and because you're learning and doing all of this stuff. At some point, you get to a point in your career where you're writing code, but you're not writing as much code as you used to. You're probably reviewing more code than you're writing, and then eventually, you know, if this is, you know, you end up into like a CTO or like a whatever VP of engineering, like you start getting past that code part. But you're never going to get to that part if you don't understand all the stuff that's happened. Like if you're just like, oh, write me this really cool app, cool, and move on, and then, you know, you have to ask AI to fix it for you when there's a problem. I just think that like there's going to be lots of people probably that just use AI to write things that they have no business writing because they have no idea of what they're doing. And sure, I mean, I'm a horrible writer, but I can have ChatGPT write me up something that will make me look really good, right? Yeah, but yeah. And then but you're never going to build like the career path for an engineer is not going to be, you're not going to get past a certain point unless you start like to actually understand and learn what you're doing. So there's always going to be a human element to engineering. There has to be, because part of it is dealing with people. Like you can ask AI to do a code review. Tell it like, oh, make sure that this code review adheres to the WordPress standards or the project standards and has no, you know, blatant security issues. You can do that because that stuff is like known, but it's not going to understand like this function talks to this function, which actually talks to the database layer, and like it's not going to have that level of understanding, at least not yet. Maybe it will, and then we won't ever need to write code again, and then I can just go breed crickets with Kev in Thailand. That's the end of my story. Until it starts to write code that you don't understand. Yeah, And then at that point you say, hey, what is this? How does this work?
Kevin!
Yeah. Cricket farming, man, that's where it's at. That is where it's at. All you need is earplugs. All right. I don't know what even I'm rambling on about. I have no business telling anyone what they do, what they should be doing or not be doing, or any of that stuff. That's ridiculous. I am but a man on the internet. All right, I'm gonna look at some of these support issues. Let's just see. Exclude current post is not working in Template. I'm working on an FSC site and I create a CPT called product. In a single template of this CPT, I have set up a AQL query to display other products while excluding the current one. If the AQL is directly set in the template part, it works. But if I use this AQL in the template part inside the single template, it doesn't work. What? Oh. Oh, so what? It's in if it set. Okay, but if I inside the single. In the single template of the CPT, I've set up an AQL query to display other products while excluding the current one. Cool. If the AQL is directly set in the template part, it works. But if I use the AQL in a template part inside the single template, it doesn't work. This is melting my brain a little bit. What this person is talking about is this. Let's see if I can get this set up a little bit. I think I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure what the issue is here, but we're going to try to figure this out. It looks to me like I have to stash this. Stash some changes I have going on here. What's this? Okay, I don't care about that. Yeah, discard. Trunk. Docker gun. Okay. npx. Nope. Do I have? No, I'm just gonna do this. npx add word. Press nv start. I'm just gonna get my Docker environment sitting up here. Sounds like. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna see if I can reproduce it, but basically there's some logic. So in the post exclude controls, there is a that's annoying. I have two of those there. So disabled. Okay, so this is disabled, so that shouldn't be disabled. Yeah, okay. So I can't see from outside of their template from what I've come into. Okay, that's good to know. These are like the edge cases that are they're fun, but they're really hard to sort of see what we can figure out here. All right, let's look. Okay, so let's try to reproduce this now. This is not what I want. This is not what I want. Boom, 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 boom. In the single template of the CPT. Okay, so I don't really have a CPT. Do I have a CPT for this? No, I don't. Do I? Stand by. Okay, no, I don't have. I mean, I think this should probably work anyway. So let's go into Appearance Editor and Templates. they're saying single, right? Single posts. So if I put group, I'm just gonna insert AQL here. All right, so I have AQL. I'm gonna start blank. I'm just gonna do title and date, and okay, and then in here exclude. I'm going to say exclude current post. That's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna save this, and then so if I click on this one, you should see. I don't even know what I'm doing here. I'm gonna actually set this up a little bit different. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna show. Oh, yes, 4 columns. Yes. And then how many friggin' posts per page? Post. I'm gonna exclude. Because I don't have all that many postings, so I should only have 2. I should have before today or whatever, the whole world. Right, so I should have 2. Okay, so I have 2, so that's fine. So what they're saying is, if I insert a template part, right? That's what it is. Okay, but if I use this AQL in a template part inside the single template, okay, so let's create a new template part. Let's just go ahead and create a new template part. You know, let's do it. Templates. Patterns. Template parts. I want to add a new. Can I just add a new template part? New pattern? I guess is this add new template part? Okay. This is going to be embedded AQL. I'm just going to use general. And here, AQL. That is my favorite feature of AQL. As silly as this sounds, I love the fact that I can type AQL. Titus and Linus, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, see you next week. I can just type AQL and hit boom, and it'll insert one. Okay, so this is what I want. Okay, so we're gonna save this. So let's go back to my single template. Templates. I'm gonna go single post. Okay, and I'm going to insert. No, I think where are my template parts? You know how ridiculous? Oh, template part. Template part. So what is my template part? Embedded AQL. Okay. And then I'm gonna come up in here. And I'm gonna put my just above the group right there. Save. So fresh. Interesting. What is this music? It's funky time. No thanks. I'm gonna put a title in this template part. Wish to edit the template part. I'm just gonna put a little title just up here. I'm gonna put a heading in there. Okay, I'm gonna move that up. Boop. Save. Okay, so let's go back in here. Okay. Let's double check this. Grid. Exclude current post. Ooh. Oh, that's probably fine. Huh. That doesn't seem to be an issue. I wonder if this is the reproduce right now. So single posts, right? So this is my template part that's been embedded, and it seems to work just fine. Huh. I'm gonna have to ask for some more information here because I'm able to get this working no problem. Okay, so the only wild card here is there's a CPT. So maybe what I'll do is, let me see. Do I have? Sometimes I pack a bunch of crap in here. There we go. I'm gonna set this up. I'm gonna put this into this is my advanced query loop plugin just for now, just so I can actually register that thing. So I'm gonna put that in there and just comment it out for now. Okay, they have a CPT called product. In the single template of the CPT, I have an AQL crease to display other products while excluding the current one. Okay, if the AQL is directly set in the template part, it works. But if I use this AQL in a template part inside the single template, it doesn't work. You think it's the title? Okay. You think it's this title that's causing the issue? Delete. You'll save this. Still works. What do you mean? Like, so in my template, if I come into single post, right, that, and I take this, I'm going to delete this, right? And if I insert, I'm going to insert a template part, pattern here. No, sorry, what am I doing? Template, right? If I take a template part and I insert it and I select my template part is this one, embedding AQL, right? That works here, it's fine. And then if I refresh this, it works here as well. I think there's more information that I need to understand. I'm wondering if it's not a database one. I'm wondering if it's a okay. I'm gonna respond. Hello and thanks for using AQL. I am sorry you're running into this issue. Yeah, let's actually try that. Okay, let's take a look at that. So I have this custom post right now, right? Do this. And let's go into here. Ooh. Oh. I have a namespace in here? I do, okay. Let's do this. No, I think I need it. You know what? I'm not gonna. Yeah. Okay, so we got that. So now let's see. So template. Well, there probably isn't a template for this, so I need to get this single item book template. Build that. Yeah, sure. Let's pick this pattern. Okay, so this has got everything in it. So let's save this, and let's go back to here. And we'll go to books, new post, terst. I'm very terst about this. Publish. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna need a bunch of these though. So this is going to be not that. Standby. So this is just the standard one, and I need to switch it from that to books. Here we go. Save. This should exclude post, and then the embedding thing. Let's edit this. Let's grab that. Again, we're going to set it to post books. Boop. We're going to exclude current post. So this should not have test in it. Test 2 and 3, test 2 and 3. I can't get it to, I can't reproduce this. I think I just need to see what they have in place. I'm wondering if it's a template part that's part of the theme as opposed to stored in the database. That might be the problem. Yes. Okay, I think that's going to be that. I'm not sure what I can really... I have to say that this is one of the hardest parts of AQL for me, is there are so many options and so many ways that it can be configured that I get a lot of like, hey, this isn't working. And it's like, well, okay. And my first question is like, well, how do you have it set up? And this is really... If the template part is edited, added AQL, is it already in the database? Yeah, that's the thing. Like they could have a template part that's been written in code, and they have all the block markup in there, and maybe that's where this is failing. I mean, I could set all that up, but I'd rather just like get the exact steps to reproduce directly from this person and kind of go from there, because I could be barking up a, you know, and they might have another conflict. They might have a different. Like maybe they're using... Are they talking about... I don't know. Okay. It's weird because I use it in template parts as well, and it works. It seems to... It works totally fine. like this site, like this is AQL, and these are all template parts. So this is a template part that's inserted into the template, and there's different ones for each thing. So I think there's probably some kind of specific setup in here. But what I was saying was like that's the hard part, is figuring out how this is working, right? Like I know plugin support is hard anyways, right? It looks like an edge. I feel like it might be a bit of an edge case, but if I'd like to understand it, I'd like to know why that is, because there's a lot of times there's edge cases that, you know, if you can account for it, it's why not, right? Like if it saves, it's not much code, and you know, there's one that I had where like somebody was trying to use it without a title, like on a post type without a title, which is a super use case, right? They were like hacking the query vars behind the scenes to include this post type into the options, but because it didn't support title, one of the other controls broke because it was keying off of the title. So like stuff like that, like it's nothing for me to go in and add a, you know, a null coalescing operator or something, right? Or sorry, an option, do some an optional chaining is what I'm saying. And you know, it's one character of code. It's not a big deal. So I really don't mind fixing these issues if it's edge casey, but I have to understand it first. So. All right, what's the next one? So we kind of looked at that one. What's this one? Advanced query loop formatting issues with filters. This doesn't feel good. Okay, so I'm having an issue I can't find a resolution to. I installed Advanced Query Loop and love it. Thank you. Thank you very much. But when taxonomy filters are used, it changes the layout of the displayed post. When no filter is used, it flexes the number of columns based on the width of the window. When a filter is used, it only displays 2 at columns max. I can't figure out how to do this. You want to do this, or you don't want to do this? Well, my first question is, does it work? Does it? That's not my plugin. Hi and thanks. QL. Does this happen with the Query Loop filter plugin disabled as well? To my knowledge, there should be there should be no reason that I'm just gonna comment on that, because why would this shouldn't do anything with the front end? Like I don't know why that would happen. Okay. Let's see what's next. Okay. How to display posts in a grid. Oh, that's straightforward. Hi there. Hi, and this is my go-to, as you can say. Whilst you're going, Fabian! I saw that one, Fabian. I need to look at that one better. It's the inherit thing. Yeah. Thanks for opening that. I did look at it. So I think I have to be a little less strict in there. Is that sort of what you're saying? Since Core changed the way the Query Loop handles the default custom experience, no longer even show the control outside of templates. There are cases where Query Loop doesn't have the option set. Okay, I need to double check that. Okay, I will check that out. Thank you, and thanks for your patience. I appreciate it. Do you have client sites that are broken? Yeah, the new default went through a lot of conversations about that. Yeah, if you have client sites, let me know. Okay. Yeah, it's a little. It was just a bit strange. This controls thing. I don't do much with the sort of like this is like, um, this is a bit brittle, I think, because I don't really do much in the way of if I'm inheriting, like this is, I could probably almost do away with this, to be honest. Okay, I think that's a pretty quick fix. I'll get that done sooner than later. It's already adding the inherit false to any pattern. Okay, so I just need to check like if no inherit or this. Is it breaking because inherit's not defined, or because it's just because it's not set to false, because it's null? I'll fix that. Okay. Thanks for your patience on that one. I appreciate you. Okay. So this Hein, thanks for using AAQL. You should be able to go into the what is it? The post template. Block inside of AQL and switch it. Oh my god, come on. Inside of AQL and change it to grid mode. There. I'm gonna apply this. This is not a support question. Good luck! Done. I don't know if it's my headphones, but the music's breaking up a little bit for me. Let me know if you guys hear that. It may not be anything. What's this? Include post search not working. What is this one? Oh man, this has been an issue that I've been running into, and I cannot for the life of me figure it out right now. Because what it does is, apparently what's happening is when you come in here and you start to do a search, like in here, oh my god, is it actually showing right now? Bad request. Bad request doesn't sound good. I've been unable to reproduce this, but maybe this is why. Okay, so if I come in here, I should be able to go test. I'm getting a bad request. Why am I getting a bad request? What? Network. Oh, that doesn't seem like right. It's right. Exclude 0. Oh. Wait. Very odd. think I know why that's happening. I know why that's happening because it's trying. Anyway. That's a weird edge case. Okay, so man, there's a lot of templates I gotta figure out. Like that thing doesn't work in templates already. Okay. So the issue that they were running into was basically like if you have AQL, is this AQL? Right in here, and I start typing for posts, it's not finding some of them, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I have to look at the way that this is being built. I have a feeling it might have something to do with maybe some caching. This is a really great feature that someone contributed, and I'm certainly not blaming them for this because it's my plugin and I reviewed the code. But I think there might be something with the post include controls in here that I gotta figure it out. It's like it can't find certain posts, but it's only when there's a large amount of data. So that's the other thing. I have to set up a site that's got like 1,000 posts in it and multiples post types, and kind of go from there. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do. But it's getting close to noon, and I got some stuff I gotta do offline here. Oh, not offline, but like work and stuff. So, anyways, I'm gonna probably call this now. Fabian, it's always good to hear from you. I don't know if you've had a look at any of those TypeScript stuff. There was a concerted effort to start looking at some TypeScript issues to try to move that forward. I am really excited about TypeScript. I've decided my New Year's resolution is to write everything in TypeScript from now on as much as I possibly can, which is why I have this little fun branch here for this, where I'm trying to convert to TypeScript. See, huh? Yeah. So there's one really big branch that was sort of abandoned because it was just a huge amount of work. So one thing that I did before my holiday was I moved all the types into a branch, and I'd really love to kind of try to move that forward. Just like, it's hard because it's like, thousands of lines of code because there's so many new files, and everything breaks and everything. But that's what I would love to see, is start to get that moving forward, because that's going to solve so many issues with people trying to use TypeScript in block development. So yeah, so I'm trying to I've just turned things into TypeScript, I think. Am I even using any TypeScript from here? Oh yeah, look, AQL attributes. I'm trying. I'm gonna try to get that done. Yeah, but that's my New Year's resolution: TypeScript, all of the things. So. Anyways, all right, friends. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I will see you all next week, where I'll have an actual thing that I'm probably going to be working on. I don't know what it is yet, but we'll see. And then I'm going to be working at Beja. If anyone's going to be there, hang out. I linked earlier my Calendly link. I'll just tweet it or whatever. And yeah, y'all have a good time. And it was great seeing y'all. And see you next week. Bye.